Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate taking time out of y'all's busy schedule to stop in and see what it is I'm up to. It is Sunday, July 5th, 2020. We are in our 17th week of this coronavirus COVID-19 thing going around. Safer in place, isolated home, whatever. Things, y'all are involved. You know what's going on. They say open things up, but people just, they don't know how to social distance. You know, people are at the bars or whatever, and they just kind of congregate, and it seems like the more you drink, the closer you got to be to talk louder to somebody, right? I don't know why, but it always seems to be the way it is. And we went down to Atlantic Beach a couple weeks ago, just after everything had started to reopen. We were going to have dinner, and it was just wall to wall people, and I was like, nah, sorry, we ain't eating down here. We gotta find someplace a little less people-y. And yeah, so anyway, it is, I don't know, a little after 2 o'clock. One thing that happens so easily for me is I slip right back into being a night owl. My daughter has all the littles down in Orlando, which that's a hot spot. I'm got my fingers crossed that nothing happens. But and they're, everybody's young, so even if they do get it, they shouldn't be seriously affected. But I don't want them bringing it back to me. Of course, they don't want to do that either. But yeah, right now it is. Yeah, but anyway, so I fall right back into that night owl thing, like up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then not getting out of bed until noon. So, my third cuppa, I think, something like that. Excuse me. Right now, outside it is 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Kind of rain cooled. They're saying humidity is 74%. There are rain showers all around. The radar just looks crazy. Let's see. See if I can bring that up. Oh, there we go. There's rain clouds. There's rain all over the area here. But yeah, so let's see. It's 69 degrees inside because I got the air conditioner going, the fans are going. Actually, my air conditioner is set on 78, so it's actually cooler. The air conditioner barely kicks on and off. But Celsius is 29 degrees Celsius outside, 20 degrees Celsius inside. So, back to this COVID thing. Recently found out that one of the girls that grew up at my house, she's a nurse. I don't know. She's got such a list of letters after her name. Pretty sure she has a Master of Science degree or something like that in nursing. But anyway, she came down. She got hit with the COVID, and just got over it here recently. I didn't even know that she had it until she posted she was finally able to smell and taste again. So, and then I found out the other day, my brother Bob called, and Swoosh's son tested positive for the COVID. Now, last weekend, Bob and Swoosh had her son's dog, and of course he came and picked it up on Sunday. Excuse me. Then he tested positive on Tuesday. So that means they are now isolating in place for at least the next 2 weeks. Scary. Swoosh isn't a spring chicken. So my brother's, a year, 13 months younger than I am. Not exactly young either. So keep an eye on them. And I may end up making a couple of grocery store runs or whatever for them to help keep them supplied. But yeah, so this thing it's actually striking close to home at this point. But things are kind of hectic, turmoiled. I want to get out and about, but it's so hot. And it's Florida. I mean, I probably complain about this every year. There's 6 or 8 weeks of weather here that are really not the greatest to be outside in. It's hot. It's humid. It's difficult to breathe. Today, it probably wouldn't be too bad outside. I actually did walk out for a minute and just to see what it was like before I even checked on the temperature or whatever. But it's humid. It's difficult to breathe when you have, especially when you have breathing issues like I do with the COPD. But so yeah, like the end of June, beginning of July, through the first or second week of September. Sometimes it runs a little longer, sometimes a little less. But, it's difficult to get out and about. It's usually a little easier to breathe when I'm down at the river or out at the ocean, but it's still hot. Even when you have a coastal breeze or something like that. So I don't know. I've been seriously considering taking Sherry out and heading up into the mountains of northern Georgia. There's a couple of places up there that I like to check out. But I've been watching the weather forecasts on them, and they're still up in the 80s, upper 80s up there. But I don't know what the humidity's like. There's a couple places up there like Cherokee Park, I think it is. They have a picture of a stone carving of an Indian. There's a couple of campsites up there, a couple of free campsites up there, up in that area anyway, that I might go check out. A couple of other areas I've been to and want to go back to, but it's all up in the air at this point. And who knows? I may just decide I'm going to go for it. So I've got my boxes out from in the back of my bug out stuff that I usually keep for hurricanes. They're usually in the back of the brat buggy. I need to go through them and sort out what I really want to take in Sherry. Although everything in there would come in handy at one point or another. They're two big Plano trunks. They don't take up a lot of space in the back in the van. They take up the whole back of the brat buggy. So I don't know. I may just go ahead and take them out the way they are. Sort them out when I get there. Grab my pop-up and a few other odds and ends that are around, and yeah, I don't know. Kind of getting the itch for it, but we'll see. I have to go to the doctor on Tuesday. Nothing serious. Just I needed a refill on my medications, and they said well, you're due for an appointment. Actually, I had missed an appointment, so I redid the appointment, and I'll go in and take care of what they need, and like I said, it's just routine thing. They need to look at you and check your heart and whatever, and tell see if you have any complications. And I'm in pretty good shape for a man in the shape I'm in. I mean, yeah, I've got a bad heart. The pacemaker takes care of that. Um, I need to get back out and lose some of this massiveness, but I call it the COVID 60. Excuse me. It's not funny. I know it's not. I was down to like 235, 240 ish in that area, and I kind of like plateaued there, and I wanted to lose a little more, but I wasn't as concerned about it. And then I've realized that I've ballooned back up again, and like, yeah, my clothes are shrinking and stuff like that. So, yeah, need to get back out and start walking again is what I really need, and stop hibernating in the house, and maybe change my diet a little bit. I know. And I've been trying that the past couple of days, week or so, cutting back on the carbs and stuff like that. But it's hard. It really is. Eating healthy is expensive. So, for the price of a salad, I can make a whole macaroni casserole. It's so yeah. But again, it's something that'll come about. But and the other thing that's problematic at this point right now is all the rain we've been having. Like this rain is going all the way up into Georgia, up into the area I want to go into. It's going into South Carolina, one of the other areas I was thinking about going in and exploring up in the mountains. So, I don't want to go out and be out caught in the rain. There's no fun camping and that type of stuff. So we're even just driving, like driving the mountain roads and whatever. So actually, this isn't showing. Yeah, it is. It's all over the area, all over the southeast. But anyway, I didn't really do much yesterday, the 4th of July. There were a couple of places I had thought about going to. My youngest daughter and her son and husband they had a really nice fireworks display put on, but I kind of lost my balance going down the steps yesterday afternoon. My ankle gave out. I got really bad ankles, and ended up with a real bad stitch in my side. So I wasn't comfortable sitting. I wasn't comfortable standing. I wasn't comfortable laying down. Just some ice packs, a hot shower, a couple of Midol, and I know it's not. Trust me, it works when you got back spasms. That's what they're for. But I learned that a long time ago. But I'm doing okay now. I can move without. There's a little bit of a stitch still, but not as bad. So it's something I've learned to live with. I've broken my back 3 different times, so it's just it is what it is. So I keep saying so, don't I? I need to stop that. My ankles are. I've got more metal parts, I think, than some new cars. Actually, I've got metal plates around my eyes, across here, my jaw, back of my head. Back of my head. Yeah, there's metal parts in here. There's metal parts in here. There's metal parts down in my one ankle. And I've just twisted both ankles so many times, torn ligaments, and and all that type of stuff, the doctor said that, it's kind of like rubber band. You keep stretching a rubber band, and it goes back into place, but you stretch it again, and it goes back into place, so you stretch it again, and it kind of goes back into place, then you stretch it again, and it just, after a while they don't heal, or they don't heal properly or whatever. So I have to be really careful walking, and sometimes steps get me. So I've crashed off of these steps 3 times in the 7 months I've been here. 3, maybe 4 times. So, I mean, that's not crazy bad, but it's still. I know it too. I know I need to be careful on steps, and sometimes you just don't think about it. You don't think about being old and crumbly and whatever. And I just needed something out of the brat buggy, and I grabbed the keys and went down the steps and hit that last step, and my ankle went, and yeah. I would much rather have the wrenched back than my ankle. The ankle didn't bother me at all after that. I mean, I just went on and about. I think I might have limped a little bit out to the truck, but it didn't hurt. It didn't swell up or anything like that. And that can be a real pain. When you have to hobble around, you need a crutch or a cane or something like that, and just getting back to the facilities can be a pain in the neck, or even using the facilities. You can't put pressure on your ankle, So, yeah. Anyway. Oh man, it was noisy around here. People were lighting off fireworks left, right, and sideways. They didn't do. Usually, Jacksonville does a really big firework display downtown over the river, and then there's another one down at Jack's Beach, out over the ocean. Last night they didn't have the big one at the beach, and the one downtown. I don't think they didn't have the one downtown either. They actually divided it up into 4 or 5 other smaller venues. And I haven't really heard much about whether by splitting the venues down, they also brought down the amount of fireworks. But I strongly suspect they did. So, but it was it was going off all over the place. My son-in-law did a drone view. Excuse me, getting the hiccups. My son-in-law put his drone up and did a 360 and showing fireworks going off all over the area. There were bursts and like miles and miles away. The drones they can be really interesting at times. There's other times I don't know. I think about getting a decent one, but then again, when I'm watching videos, YouTube videos, and people are pulling out their drones, and it's like no. I don't know. It doesn't really thrill me. There's not 100% of the time. There are times that some of the views are spectacular, and you wouldn't get those views any other way. Other times they just feel like, oh look, I got a drone. Let's do this, and that leads me right into some of these people that think they're they're videographers or whatever. I try to do a lot of my stuff one shot, or just take them and bleed several shots together. But they'll be taking little snips of this and putting it in there, and then switching, and within a minute you got 8 or 9 different little snippets of video, and for me it's distracting. It doesn't play to your main video. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I can be a crumb bum, I guess, at times, but I'm a grouchy old man. But excuse me. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll get outside today. Maybe I'll do something. I want to get out and do some cooking out on the grill. It's just I kind of missed it, missed the nice times, not being able to get to my grill, and so yeah, and it's still kind of buried out here on the porch. I need to get out there and get a bunch of stuff moved and get to it. Still haven't I haven't finished moving yet, basically. And knowing where stuff is and actually being able to put your hands on it could be two different things. So even just using that grill, throwing it in the brat bug you're in Sherry, and going out and cooking up on the river or something. I don't know. We shall see what we shall see. I could always just grab. I mean, it might be just an excuse. I could grab the butane stove and go, right? I mean, it's not much different than cooking on a grill, a gas grill. I could probably make a charcoal grill up really easily too. Like I said, excuses. Excuses are easy. COVID makes it easy to. It's another thing. Somebody I saw a thing on Facebook, and all this sheltering in place and everything doesn't help people that have various mental problems. If you're, I can't even think of the different names for it, but it kind of led into the 4th of July thing going on yesterday, and people talking about folks with PTSD and how the fireworks really affects them and how it affects animals, and but yeah, just being stuck in the house can affect people that have issues already, and make compounds and makes them worse. Me, I'm kind of a hermit. I fall into that with no problem. I'm not a real people person, which I know does not seem like it when I'm on here, but I don't like being around people for the most part. At least not strange people. Once I get to know you, it's a little different. But I'm not a people type person, and this whole isolated place just makes it so easy. It's like I think I'm going to go out and go out someplace, and no, there's probably people there. Maybe I don't want to do that, and then I don't. And I just kind of like sit around here and watch YouTube or read a book or putter around and do get lost in making crafts like masks and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be glad that it's over, if it's ever over. I mean, it's the flu, right? I mean, we get the flu every year. We get some strains of flu. The swine flu, the bird flu, all kinds of them. They come around. They say, oh, we got a flu shot, so you don't get the flu this year. But what they have is the one from like last year or the year before, and this year's coming up is going to be a new strain, and well, this latest one, this COVID-19 came out of nowhere, and it blew up. But will there be another one? I don't know. I mean, conspiracy theorists online, they'll wreck your mind, is what they'll do. I've heard everything from a new swine flu coming out to elephants dying in Africa due to some kind of brain disease that could be transmitted to humans, and You know, that may be the next big thing coming out, and mass extinctions, and whew, makes a man want to drink before he goes to bed. I'll tell you. Sometimes before he goes to bed. It's a crazy world out there, people. It really is. It just seems to keep getting crazier. But let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it is y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around your social media, that'd be fantabulous. If you want to check me out on Facebook or Instagram, I'll have links in the description box, wherever that is on your device of choice. I'll also put links to similar videos, and you'll find my email, my snail mail, in case you want to send me something really cool. But yeah, if your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. So, there we go again. Excuse me. Till I see y'all again, I hope you have a fantabulous day. Sláinte, y'all.